introduced myself in Paris by saying that I was the man who had accompanied Mrs. Kennedy to Paris. I'm getting that same sensation as I travel around Texas.
On the morning of the 22nd of November 1963, John F. Kennedy made his last formal public speech at Fort Worth, Texas. The mood was upbeat. The youngest president America had ever had was in good spirits, and so were those who were with him. When he finished his speech, JFK boarded Air Force One, the presidential plane, to go to Dallas, statistically at that time the most dangerous city in America.
Nobody wonders what Lyndon and I wear, but with... I'm glad to be here in Jim Wright City.
Over the next hour, I'm going to retrace the events that day and the 2 days that followed. I'll be talking to those who witnessed the assassination of JFK and the 2 later murders, Patrolman Tibbet and Lee Harvey Oswald. You'll hear testaments from those who made the arrests, and for the first time you'll hear archive from the Dallas Police Department and archive from the Dallas radio station KLIF. This is the story of 3 killings over 3 days, told by the people of Dallas who witnessed these tragic events.
From Dallas Love Field, the Dallas-Fort Worth area broadcasters bring you a special description of the arrival of President John F. Kennedy. At this moment, 3 special jetliners are supposed to be in the air between Dallas and Fort Worth. They were scheduled to take off a few moments ago from Carswell Air Force Base in Fort Worth for the brief flight to Dallas.
10 minutes late, the president landed at Dallas Airport with Vice President Johnson, the press, and an army of security staff. Nellie Connally was the vivacious First Lady of Texas, the wife of State Governor John Connally. She is now the last person left alive who was a passenger in the presidential car that day. Previously, she had accompanied the president and his glamorous wife Jackie on the short flight to Dallas.
We flew from Fort Worth to Love Field in Dallas, and the people were already lined up to see the president. They were so excited to see him, and he was delighted, and so was she, and John and I were like proud parents where our children were behaving so well and the grandparents were really enjoying them.
Jim Leavelle is a legend in Dallas. As a detective working for Dallas Homicide Department, he was the man in the white suit, the man who was handcuffed to Oswald when he was shot and immortalized in a Pulitzer Prize-winning photo taken that day. Jim remembers preparing the security for the visit, making sure the president would be safe.
On Friday morning, all of my bureau, which is a homicide bureau, was assigned certain positions for the security of the president and the motorcade. We had 2 officers riding in the motorcade, and the rest of them was put at strategic points around, most of them at the luncheon where the luncheon was going to be held. But they were all had assignments. The only reason I was not assigned to any place was because my partner was on vacation, and Captain Fritz thought it wise, you just stay in the office or around the office and take care of anything that might come in to the homicide division.
Today, the tightest possible security measures are in effect. The Secret Service has been on the quiet prowl in Dallas for many days, checking the routes of travel, the people who will be in close contact with the president, the food he will eat, the cars he rides in, everything and anything involving the security of the chief executive has been checked, rechecked, and then checked again. And those of us here in the radio, TV, and press area have undergone exhaustive security investigation.
There'd been quite a build-up in the press to the president's visit, positive and negative. Jim Ewell, now retired, was working for the Dallas Morning News. He had the air of a distinguished soldier about him in his khaki shirt and shorts.
The expectation was that there might be some civil disobedience, maybe some demonstrations that would embarrass both the city and the president on his visit because of the build-up. So the police were gearing up for that.
What was the atmosphere like at the airport when you arrived there?
Oh, well, when we arrived, there was a light rain. And it was overcast and everything else, so it looked like it was going to be kind of a dismal start and everything else. But as the...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?